Okay, so I should hopefully sound different, probably louder as well. We are running on a new microphone. That's right, it came early, so I decided I'll finish Dream Team after I get that set up, which took all of last night. So what's the setup? No, the old setup was Blue Yeti microphone. Yeah, I wanted to start playing the game while I started talking, even though I knew it was gonna be like a bad idea, because I can never focus. But we used to have a Blue Yeti USB microphone that just plugged directly into the computer. The computer recognized it, and you put it in OBS, and that's it. So right now we have a Shure SHURE SM7B. I ended up remembering this by saying Super Mario 7 Bros. I think I've gotten pretty good at remembering it now, though. So there's that. I think we're faster than every enemy, right? Probably throw it into power. Damn it. But so we have the Shure SM7B, commonly called the like the best microphone ever. I don't know if it's just like best like baby consumer microphone or just like best microphone ever. But oh no. Oh god, I think I have to focus with this. But we have that because I'm like, you know what? You know me. I'm all or nothing Andy. My ass is gonna all or nothing this, right? So decided that God, okay. S is dead. Okay. Anyway, I decided that I am going to just go all in. That's what I'm all about, baby. So I did. So I got that. I got, I forget what it's called, like a Focusrite Scarlett Solo. It's an audio interface because I think I would know what it's called by now. XLR, right? An XLR microphone. An XLR microphone needs to plug into an audio interface. It can't plug into the computer because there's no XLR input on a computer anyway. So plug it into that. What's an audio interface? I mean, it's usually like a mixer, you know? You have like, usually you have all those sliders and stuff. You've probably seen them in like DJ things. Mine is I got a pretty simple one because I'm a pretty simple guy. So it just really has like a gain filter, and like a thing to monitor it, or a main thing. I love how Mario and Luigi are wise to this. Okay, we're fighting Kamek again. Yeah, so it's plugged into a Focusrite. I should have just done this at the start, man. Plugged into a Focusrite. And then actually no. I forgot a step. The microphone plugs into a cloud lifter, which is a funny box that makes the microphone louder. Because apparently the Shure SMB has a really bad reputation of being very quiet. So it needs a cloud lifter, which is a piece of hardware that lifts it, I guess. This is the just fucking guess one. I literally just guess. So it's plugged into a cloud lifter. This is a, like, just so you know, the microphone is like several $100s, right? The also I got a new boom arm with it. I got I don't want to flex because I really like shouldn't spend money, but like I said, I wanted to make this the best it can be at this point. So I got, instead of like a $25 boom mic, I got a like $100 mic arm. So it shouldn't be like creaky or bad and shit as it was before. I don't know if you noticed, but sorry, I'm focusing on the move, but I figured that was good because I wanted to upgrade my arm anyway because it was creaking every time I moved it, and maybe that was audible, and if it wasn't, it was audible to me and it was annoying. So I'm like, yeah, we'll use this as an opportunity. Apparently they're like pretty worth it, so send it. So on top of that and the microphone, we have a like what? Oh, where he's gonna be, Chris? See your reward. Yeah, a $150 cloud lifter that's basically necessary. You might be like, is it really necessary? I was doing the audio last night, and as it turns out, yeah. My gain on my Scarlet thing right now is ranked at 3, which is basically like 3/4 of the way up. So, and we have boys, I guess. Can I throw a taunt ball at Kamek? There we go. Oh, okay. We get a little... Oh, okay. We get a little text dialogue. Guess I'm supposed to kill them. Otherwise, we're gonna have to keep having to do this. But, look, all about Kamek's like, my dry bones should be capable of taking you. They're just slowly walking at me. Granted, it's working, but like... So anyway, we have... in case you forgot, because I'm interrupting a bunch, we have the Shure microphone. Damn it. We have the cloud lifter. We have the boom arm. We have the plugs from the cloud lifter into the Focusrite audio interface. Okay, and then that finally plugs into the computer. You think it would be like a fancy cable or something? As it turns out, it's just a hey, bye. As it turns out, right, I forgot. As it turns out, it's just a USB-C to like a normal USB that you plug into your computer. So I kind of figured the cable situation there would be a little more complicated. It is surprisingly simple. So okay, that's all the hardware. So then after that, I basically, like I said, turn the gain knob on my Focusrite to try to get it to be a right volume. Kind of cool, because on this thing, around the gain knob, there's a little LED that whenever it picks up sound, it turns green, yellow, or red, kind of like the OBS thing, to tell you like basically the same thing. If it's in red, it's clipping. If it's in orange, it's getting close, and if it's in green, then it's like, you know, whatever. So I used that to determine the gain on the Focusrite. Also, some help from friends on Discord. And then after that, I did fiddling with the OBS volume. And I should sound better. I'd hope I'd sound better. But here's the thing. I did like the bare minimum, right? What I just did was the bare minimum. I was like, oh, that's it? I kind of figured the audio interface thing would be a little more complex. Because of how this dungeon is, I'm moving the down again. Yeah, I figured it'd be more complicated than that. Turns out it is. I did the bare minimum. If I don't sound that different right now, that's because I did the bare minimum. As it turns out, there are these things called plugins, right? I have no idea. Well, I had no idea what those were. You have a what is, oh god, what a DAW, a all capital DAW thing that like DAWs and plugins, and I'm like, what are these? Like, what are these things that you're talking about like so naturally? As it turns out, a plugin is, from my understanding, I might be wrong, but a plugin is like, hold on, hold that thought. Oh, end of turn. A plugin is basically, you know, in OBS how There's the compressor, and there's the noise gate, and other filters like that. From my understanding, those are plugins. This is the funny move I was talking about. Oh, did not do that before, by the way. Did not stop before. Just completely went. But yeah, like those are plugins. But as it turns out, there are like specific like floating plugins. I don't know how else to describe it. Plugins that you get on their own. And guess what? They cost, they can cost several hundreds of dollars. So if you're getting this plugin in OBS for free, compared to like a $250 plugin, I mean, I think they usually go on sale, but like still, like you can imagine the difference. That's what I want to start experimenting with. But how do you use plugins? Luigi, what? How do you use plugins? You use a DAW, which is a I believe it's a digital audio workspace. That's what that stands for, right? So that is a piece of software that basically you feed your microphone into. Okay. You feed your microphone. Okay. So it goes. That software, I'm sorry, I'm bad at exploiting this, especially while playing a game. But you feed that software uses plugins, right? And then it's basically just a software that uses plugins and where you manage the plugins. B-A. It's like, oh, you figured it out, huh? I trust Luigi can get that guy. We're gonna bomb her. Yeah. So, I believe the pipeline is microphone into Cloudlifter for me, into audio interface, into computer, which then goes into a DAW. Have the plugins, which then goes into OBS or Discord or whatever. I don't know if this creates like an audio delay or whatever. I think when I was looking in, like trying to look into plugins, because I have no idea what this is. Google BG. But sounds like delay can be a problem with plugins, which I believe it after listing off that giant list of things. And then you need amazing reaction time. Yeah, and then apparently plugins also can use up a lot of CPU. So those are things that I'll have to worry about, but I'm right. Basically, the point is I'm using the bare minimum right now. I'm hoping I'll have tomorrow to look into plugins before Tears of the Kingdom, but I kind of want to finish this game now so that there's no risk of me not finishing it. So I'm gonna prioritize finishing the game and then looking into plugins. That's the situation. So as I sound now, it can't sound any worse than it used to. And you got through like 60 videos with the Blue Yeti, so I can't imagine anyone is really complaining. So confused. Looking at the map. So that's the situation with the Dream Team. And then I'm gonna learn plugins. I think plugins are also responsible for things like plugins are responsible for things like being able to give you like a robot voice or like pitch shifting, you know, when streamers do funny things with their voice, you know, speed and things like that, I believe are plugins. The doing of plugins. So maybe maybe we might have some fun, but right now I'm just kind of looking into just like the standard ones, like a better compressor and a better noise gate, because I think the OBS noise gate stuff is ruining this, and then like a compressor will help lift my audio to, because the compressors don't just compress down, they compress up too, by the way. I like just learned that earlier today. Like maybe a compressor will help, because right now I'm like, was doing the audio tests and I'm like, I could be quieter. I think that the microphone does sound better. I sound better when I'm quieter, but it would be too quiet. Like we have to sacrifice either like being able to hear me at all, or like my S's sounding like shit sometimes, right? Which I think is just a natural thing anyway. I think based on like a lot of testing and stuff, I just think my S's are naturally terrible. Testing in the real world as well. So that's a thing. And then like an audiophile streamer I watch, Desert P, I'm like, I'm gonna actually sit down and like really listen to his audio to see if like this isn't a problem for him. And like when you sit down and really listen, his S's are pretty sharp. Like, okay, well, you know, maybe it's just like a problem that can't be solved at all, right? And that was, by the way, that segment was tricky. Maybe it can be solved, I don't know. I'm gonna try to figure it out, but until then, we're gonna run with this. So that's what my life has been. That shit took me hours due to like misunderstandings with the microphone, having to take the microphone apart. Like I was like about to, because I thought that the microphone arm, like the way the microphone, okay, the microphone comes on a little stand and you can't turn the microphone on the stand. So in my head, I was like, oh shit, you can't turn the microphone. My mic arm comes from my right side, on the right side of my desk, because the back of my desk just has this, it's just really big. For some reason, there's a wooden plank there that's just really big. You can't use a clamp on it. So I'm like, oh, am I gonna have to put it in the back? Like, I'm gonna have to sandpaper that so that like I can clamp it on the, so like go sandpaper or saw the back so that I can clamp it on. And then like my monitor arm situation is insane. Like they bend across the entire thing of the back, so I'm like, where will the microphone arm even fit? Can it fit under this and work? No, it can't. Things like that. So as it turns out, I didn't really think about how while the microphone is kind of on a built-on mount, the built-on mount attaches to the arm with a circle. So I just turned the entire mount sideways instead of the boom arm situation for the microphone. And that was pretty easy. Because what happened, I had the Blue Yeti, I had it attached to a shock mount sideways with the boom arm, and then I turned the Blue Yeti towards me because the shock mount obviously wasn't going to turn. It was attached to the mic or the boom arm sideways. So that's just kind of like how it played out in my head. I'm like, okay, you turn the microphone sideways. And when it turned out I couldn't turn the microphone sideways, I was like, oh, my life is over. So I spent like, I think like probably close to an hour alone, like trying to figure that out alone. Then I'm like, how do I get the microphone onto the boom arm? There's this like golden thing in the way. You're supposed to be able to unwind it with a coin. And then people in like on Reddit were like, oh, the idiots must have put it on backwards because there's no like little coin or flathead screwdriver slot. So I was like about to start gluing something to it to twist it out, like some people were suggesting. as it turns out, there was a part in the box, a very small part that is like a bigger screw that fits with the boom arm. That came with the microphone, by the way. I was like, man, how is this possible? How is it possible that the microphone doesn't fit with the boom arm that it came with on the Shure website? Like, I was like, man, am I really am I really suffering the consequence of a huge blunder? Oh. So I spent like a good while figuring that out. Also, hold on, give me a second. Yeah, I'm going, Kya, you idiots! So hopefully that didn't peak. But that's the kind of thing that I don't want to peak. You borked my magic? It's so funny. That's so funny. Kamek's magic just doesn't work. That's very good. But anyway, what was I saying? But yeah, so I spent like an hour doing that. And then of course, like putting the actual hardware stuff, like putting everything together, plugging it in, making sure that you recognized it. It's like about the amount of time you'd expect. No big deals there. And then of course, spending a lot of time messing with the gain, going, is it all right if I go into the yellow at all? Turns out, yes, you actually want to normally, your normal talking wants to be in the yellow. But and then I'm like, whoops, oh shit. Okay. I read, you don't ever want to go into the red. I don't think that shit is true. Because then I read something that was like, okay, it's like, if I'm never supposed to go into the red, then I'm gonna be super quiet. So right now, I like sometimes when I laugh or, you know, make a loud exclamation, I go into the red. Okay, yeah, this is. Oh, you know what? Is it like? Oh no. Okay, if he's being dragged, then he's. Oh no. Okay. He never did this when, like, there were two of them. He never did this when I fought two chain chomps off camera. This is what I meant with the chain chomp just kind of turning around. I hope that it gets to attack. Maybe I'll just bye-bye cannon this guy so the chain chomp gets to attack, because it's so funny. I love the chain chomp. AABA. Oops. It was BAA, right? Something A or B, I don't know. But yeah, so like it still took a while for me to do everything that I wanted to do, but it still took like all late afternoon, evening, early night. But it's all set up. We're at a pretty good baseline. Yeah, okay. Wait. I could have sworn it did it more, but I love chain chomp. Yeah. That's my big story about me setting up my new fancy Shure microphone. And this is we're really at less than half of the battle. I have to learn about like what plugins I want, what people sell them properly. I think there's this website called Wave that sells like really good ones for cheap, but they have no DRM. Or sorry, they have DRM. So you have to, I guess, have their website open when you use them or something. I'm just guessing because Desert was complaining about them on Twitter before, I remember. So they have the DRM, which is just always not good. And then on top of that, apparently they have terrible security. I think Desert has gotten his account stolen by like people from other countries or whatever 3 times for like software that costs hundreds of dollars that you're gonna probably be buying a lot of. seem kind of like too much of a hassle for me. So I think I'm gonna. I think I ruled those guys out. There's like, do I have my notes? I have my vstnotes.txt right here. There's DDFM, I guess you can buy plugins on. There's Sound Toys. Those are the only 3 places to buy or even get. I guess they're called VSTs. Plugins are a VST file, I think. I don't know, man. Like I said, I'm learning this. I'm learning this right now as it happens. Then I gotta find like a DAW, proper DAW, which as you know is a digital audio workspace or something. So there's like, wait, is DDFM a DAW, or is it? Maybe it's both. They probably have a DAW. Then there's Cantabile, is I think what Desert uses. So Desert is like my my like the I should probably just ask him, right? He probably wouldn't mind if I asked him on Twitter or something. But those are the DAWs. Also apparently, like, I guess Mini Host and Reaper I saw a few times. I don't know if those are like free easy ones or whatever. And then Audacity, I guess, is also a DAW, which, like, I already thought that program was goated with the sauce just for recording audio. But as it turns out, very useful for much more. Probably not the best, but every time. You know what? What's mystery box? Yay! Like you have brothers. Is that Luigi or Mario, by the way? I wasn't really paying attention. I think it's Luigi. Oh, unless I end up with social responsibilities tonight, guess what I'm spending an exorbitant amount of time doing tonight and tomorrow. Like, I feel like it's slower on the second one. Either that or, like, because it does a full rotation around, it, like, messes with your brain or something. Am I stupid? Yeah, I guess Mario just went. Luigi needs help. What am I doing? Okay, but he can use him. Oh, I thought that was at the end of the battle. Okay. Oh, if this does not sound good, then the journey has just begun. At the very least, it should sound at least a little bit better than what I was running anyway. So I'm taking solace in that fact. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe I'm cranked up too high and I'm like peaking too often. You know, I obviously go, if I am, please tell me. But, I thought Kamek said I haven't been messing with the... Oh. I guess that's where we go to super, like, actually progress. Makes sense to me. This is gonna be annoying. Imagine I want something. Anyway, now that I'm not talking about like a microphone, well, gotta talk about something else. Or I'm like, I gotta get back into talk about the game mode, I guess. I don't know. Whee! That's fun. I don't know why they built it like that, but that's fun. You know what? Actually, I should make sure that the audio is coming through. Okay. Oh my god. So in OBS, I have mic / aux. That's what the Yeti was. I can't get rid. I can't get rid of it. I tried. I don't know how to get rid of it. Definitely a way, but that's on the bottom. I didn't see Focusrite on the top moving, so I thought that I just had no audio. I was gonna be like, the more complicated audio setup begins. I almost accidentally I pressed like 1/5 into the spacebar, and since I've clicked into OBS now, I think that would have caused a problem. Look out of OBS, man. Just there we go. Luigi should probably actually. What the fuck? Those guys are new. Do you think Mario will kill these guys? I think so. We're gonna have to just deal with extra turn. Shy Guy Air Tub R. What do you mean R? Okay, I understand. I understand. You don't want to counterattack them if you want the maximum amount. Things. There's... Like, Mario's not healing anything. These freaks are bouncy. God damn. God damn it. This is a disaster. Thank God I didn't have an EXP thing, because you know I would have popped it. You know I would have popped it the moment. Saw the airship in the background. Then I would have gotten nothing. Oh, not nothing. Could have been better. Wait, but we want them to go on the bottom path for now. While we're on this. Hammer Brother. Is he back or like what? Okay. Right now it feels weird it feels wrong to talk about the game. I don't know if you noticed, but I'm not very good at bantering. I have to turn on banter mode and then try not to switch. And then once I turn off banter mode, I have to turn on like normal game talking mode again. I'm kind of a weirdo. Luigi is all steep. I don't think heals. I guess Mario still heals from something. Alright, Super Mario, watch out for that one. Something I was thinking about earlier, though. I realized a little too late. Remembered a little too late. One thing I realized in Paper Mario, aka not this game or this series, Paper Mario on the N64 is designed around like small Mario from Mario World. So I always say Paper Mario, you can't call Paper Mario Super Mario. Now, listen, I know Dupless does in the 1,000-Year Door. That's kind of a different guy in my head with all the tweening. It doesn't make any sense, but that guy is not based off of small Mario. Every fucking... If you ask me, Luigi was kind of in the background there. Like, the fire was pointing back left, diagonally back left. Shouldn't Luigi just be left? I guess not. You know, maybe it's not as black and white as that. I'd have to imagine it's not as black and white as that. The waste. I mean, I'm probably never gonna want to use super nuts anyway. Fuck off. Fuck off. Honestly, this is not good. God damn. My insistence on getting experience is gonna result in me using way too many items, I think. It's okay, Mario goes right after this, right? Guy back there. You know what? Let's see what he does when we don't wipe him out. You know, I completely forgot to look at the timer as well. We're gonna have to stop after this fight. Hopefully actually stop after healing. Oh. Just keep Luigi safe. Just keep Luigi safe, okay? I'll give him the 60. We're in a harrowing situation. Actually, wait, Mario goes next, right? No, he doesn't. Yes, he does. I'm used by the turn order. One thing I miss about Pokemon Legends Arceus and like other RPGs is showing the turn order. When I was a child, that was really intimidating. Because it just seems like, I guess, like another thing that you have to pay attention to, keep in mind of. If you don't, then you're gonna die. That kind of thing. You know, little kids don't think normally. So but now I'm like I'm like, I need it. We're all topped up. Let's save. I'll probably actually, before continuing, listen to this video. See how it sounds.